Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Falskallan Nights, and welcome to Dire Bear. I am your host, the Bard with No Name. Before we get into tonight's session, I'm not looking forward to tonight's session. Since last week, which will be heavily recapped by Tom, but I'm not ready for any of this. So before I'm not ready to get into this, let's get into announcements. Tom, go.
Thank you, JT, and thank you, adventurers, for joining us tonight in Falskalla, especially after what happened last week. We are back to your regularly scheduled chaos tonight, having taken a brief dive into Yimmer's ongoing drug operation. Last week, our favorite dwarven roguelok got a taste of what it feels like to be the responsible one in the party, as he brought his erstwhile girlfriend and her two chud brothers in to effectively make the fantasy equivalent of dick pills. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, the addition of hill giant femur marrow has brought upon other side effects that, if they last longer than 4 hours, please, for the love of all the gods, consult your local apothecary. So, Six got a taste of what it feels like to be the responsible one of the party. Lissa, Juju, and I sacrificed an ungodly number of brain cells to play our characters. This week, however, the main party's back in, and they might just be about to meet their counterparts in the Hallowed Revolt. The plan to rescue Diamondback is about to take shape, and bafflingly, we still have sponsors to see us through it. Our first sponsor, D&D Beyond, allows us to keep all our campaign info and character sheets in one handy place. They've got character creation tools, expandable notes sections, and just about every sourcebook or character or species you can name. They also have entire sections devoted to homebrewing, so if one of your characters wants to make a crossbow that shoots angry squirrels at people's nuts, or if one of your people wants to make the fantasy equivalent of that little blue pill that helps you both rise and shine, well, you can do that. For better and worse. Thank you, D&D Beyond, for continuing to sponsor us and, whatever the hell it was we did last week. If you're looking for a little more musical medicine, though, might I suggest our next sponsor, Ep6 May Vary. They are a genre-hopping, hard-rocking, dice-rolling band of magnificent musicians from Newmarket, Ontario, who, along with keeping this company afloat, also wrote and performed the wonderful theme song you hear at the end of every Dire Bear stream. They balance toe-tapping tunes with mental health advocacy, and two of their esteemed number are even on one of our D&D shows. You can seek them out on YouTube, Spotify, just about any place music is streamed. You can also reach out to them on Facebook or Instagram. Their music is designed to be enjoyed by everyone. Side effects may include feelings of happiness, an impulsive desire to move rhythmically, a drive to share with others, and a compulsion to follow the band on social media. As always, though, individual effects may vary. Of course, if you would rather have your own name on this list of sponsors, well, we have some opportunities for you to get in on this action as well if you choose. You can find us on Patreon and peruse the wonderful rewards available to you, such as Discord privileges, merch, mentions at the end of our streams, which on Wednesday nights mean you get patented Diamondback parody songs. The bard may be in jail, but my pipes are not. Gird your loins. There's even a tier that gives you access to monthly voice acting lessons with yours truly, geared towards RPGs. So if you've been looking for that perfect voice for your rough and tumble scruffy rogue, or your upstanding paladin, or that one kobold who joined the party and then got killed immediately, hop on over to patreon.com/direbearac and become part of the magic. While you're at it, check out the Dire Bear merch store on Streamlabs as well, where you can find some roaring great stuff for all your nerdy needs. We've got t-shirts, we've got hoodies, we've got sweatpants. The fight for hashtag Daddy Diamondback thongs continues, and I mean, if Zoom will allow me to show, look at these hot pants. You telling me you don't want these? Come on, Streamlabs. Let us do it. Of course, we also still have Dire Bear's tried, tested, and tremendous Pride merch, including the Beyond Alignment line of tank tops and t-shirts, with variants that include the non-binary, trans, and BLM Pride colors. They are a great reminder that human rights remain a year-round battle. So, slap on some highly inclusive geek chic and let them know that nothing attracts bears like Dire Bear. JT, back over to you.
Let's get into it. Last time on Falskallan night, dick pills. That's it. Let's go. Beatrice and Spleen, Yimmer are in. They're in Solness. Howard, Alsterian are back in. Onver. What are you guys doing in Onver? You're muted.
You're muted.
Can't start the stream without that. I'm thinking getting drunk, fighting walls.
Fighting walls?
Fighting walls.
Fighting walls. All right. Any specific place you want to drink? Or is it just, what? Because you got the reliquary that's right across from the guild hall. You have the guild hall that does have booze in it, but isn't exactly set up for taverning. You can go into Ashhorn's Hollow. There's a bunch of fancy things there.
I think Hell is trying to not be fancy, so I'd avoid Ashhorn's Hollow. Probably. Yeah, probably the one across from the guild.
Cool. I mean, technically it's down the street, but it's right in the center thoroughfare, and everything's more or less centralized. But I have to clarify, because if I don't, I will. I feel like I will lose my DM points for this.
That's fair.
That being said, you take a cold, quick jaunt from the guild hall. And you walk into the reliquary. And you walk in and you smell the scent of fresh stew that's been stewing for the last day or so. It looks it's at this point, I would assume this is nighttime that you want to go.
Yeah.
So you walk in and there's a bit of a crowd going around, a band playing in the corner. It's just kind of your standard bar and tavern stuff. Most people are keeping to themselves, but you have a space free at the bar, open if you wish.
Sure.
All right, cool. Hold on one second. You know, I swear I feel like I should have all this stuff prepped beforehand, but as soon as I think about everything else goes out the brain. So you head up right to the bar, and one of the barkeepers is an older gentleman, short cropped hair, nice, like, trimmed goatee, wearing all black, and just like your standard barkeeper's apron on. And he's currently serving what looks to be about three very heady ales. They're a very dark texture that's coming out of these casks. And as soon as it fills right up, you see a nice foam right on top. He starts going out to a couple of the other patrons there that are other patrons. One's like this ebony-skinned fellow with long, beautiful gray dreads that come down, beautiful tailored cloak that comes right to the floor, and he's got rings on his finger that look like he's been a part of a lot of different little societies, or at least he's traveled enough to have acquired. And he's just sitting next to what looks to be another older gentleman, balding and a little bit more rotund, but is equally as sharply dressed, just returning the conversation back and forth. You're kind of getting a little bit of tidbits of it, but it seems to be more or less like scholarly knowledge. passed around at a drunken time.
I'm getting a drunk history vibe, I think.
Pretty much.
Good.
Yeah. And looking around, looking around the bar, you notice that there's just like congregations of people that are just kind of sitting at these low tables. They've got their ales, beer, or any sort of heavier drinks in hand or just on there. But you see what looks to be like really tall tiefling woman with like beautiful hair that's all tied up and and whatnot. There's like a human that's dressed in all dark, kind of staying around at the corner, just kind of looks to be overwatching, but generally at that point you get the idea that the lowlife, some people don't like to be in the middle of it all.
Certainly.
Hmm?
Certainly.
Yes. There's a gnome. There's a gnomish man arm wrestling what looks to be like a really burly human, just back and forth, just screaming back. They're all screaming back and forth at each other. And there's a bit of a crowd around them, but it seems to be like bets coming down onto the table. At that point, you feel somebody come up right behind you, and order an ale. Shiren, would you like to order an ale?
Sure thing. All right, darling. I'll take whatever's darkest and bitterest. I've been having a long week.
Darkest and bitterest. Right, I can do that for you. Certainly. Darkest and bitterest. Well, there's a couple of options for you there. We have a gnomish brew. It's kind of more or less our specialty, but I find it to be really nice with a cherry. Would you like to try that one?
Yeah, let's give it a shot. Thank you.
All right, there we go. And would you like a shot of that, or would you like a little bit more?
Oh, I'm going for the full pint.
Full pint. Ooh. Oh.
Like I said, darling, long week.
I hope you nurse that well, my dear. But I will not deny a beautiful woman the desires that she wants. He turns around, pulls out this beautiful, like, crystalline bottle that has all these, like, what looks to be... The bottle looks like it's fractured, but it's still holding its integrity.
Nice.
Just with a nice crystalline cork right on top. You hear... Turns, pours it, and grabs a couple of what looks to be dried cherries that as soon as they hit the water, just rehydrate.
There you go. Gladly take it and pay whatever it's worth, plus a generous tip.
Plus a generous tip. Oh, my dear. At that point, you would mark off pretty much like, that'd be about 50 silver. 50 silver for the drink.
Yeah.
Just by the sheer volume of it.
All right. Kind of look over at Elstarian and Hal. Well, what are you two drinking tonight? Got some coin to go around?
Howard isn't there, as far as I know.
Oh, right.
How dare you, Sue? They're always together.
It's just,
Hey, I mean, he can be. I'll order him a Shirley Temple.
My ships will not be denied.
He's just outside.
Shirley Temple. That's so appropriate.
Shoreline Templein.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yep.
Honestly, I think I'll have what you're having. That sounds quite good.
Certainly tastes it. Hey, barkeep. Another one from a friend here.
Right away. Like I said, be sure to nurse that.
And once again, tips very, very generously.
I would not have expected that.
Eh.
You're quickly becoming one of my favorite patrons. Please don't ruin that.
Oh, I don't intend to. I don't intend to.
Excellent. He pours the same drink and he drops it down. Basically, the bottle just emptied because of it.
Cheers.
Yeah. Here's to you and here's to me. Best of friends will always be, but if by chance we disagree, then fuck yourself and here's to me.
What you said.
And as you take a drink, you get the notes of like what is like it's a very rooty note to it. You can't really quite put where it is. And it sloshes around with a little bit of weight and heft around it. But with the cherries lined right on top, you start seeing what looks to be like the essence of the cherry kind of seeping into what would be the top layer of the drink. You take that drink, and the first thing that you taste is almost like an immediate burning sensation, but then it swells down. Then you start getting the richer notes of what seem to be chocolate and cherry into it.
Well, as a friend of mine would say, that'll knock you on your ass till the weekend. So, what's got you looking to get drunk, friend?
Backing up a bit. We did meet her shortly after Diamondback was taken, yeah?
No.
No?
No, you guys
Not
have
yet.
not met.
Okay. I wanted to make sure. I remember I wasn't sure if we were going to be like...
We're
Retconning
timey-wimeying this thing right now. You guys,
Yeah.
the Hallowed Revolt and Team Them have not officially met.
Oh, right. No, I didn't think that the Hallowed Revolt had. I just remember that Chiron was at the last scene before we broke for the end of winter.
That was with Dante and Eckhart.
Before that. The end of last season.
No, yeah, that was that was with the people who had set Chiron up in that place. I don't think she'd met you guys yet.
Roger that.
Yep.
Mostly I'm drinking to make the days go by quicker. I have to be patient. And that's never fun.
Eh. I've been told that recently myself, and to be honest, I'm not enjoying it all that much either.
It's at this point that you hear and Reedon in the background winning the arm wrestle with Val and with Val and Yuri around Reedon, just kind of like giving him a bit of the congratulations there.
Well, I wouldn't have guessed that would be the result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that short fella pretty well.
Do
Tiny,
you?
but mighty.
You know, I have someone in mind very similar. Very similar.
Yeah, lay around. Sure, Reedon wouldn't mind another challenge.
Not at the moment. Taking a field trip with some of my friends, and that's another part where I have to be patient for them to get back.
Well, everything at its time. We're going to be around here a little bit. Figured we'd start enjoying that Falskallan spring that y'all are so famous for. Or at least we talk about where I'm from.
Really? The accent from out west?
Yeah, you called it right.
Got a friend from out west. He was in touch with him is why I have to be patient.
What? This friend of yours, troublesome type?
Not as much as one of our other friends.
Humor. It's at this point your ears start ringing in the back. start ringing in Solness. Just okay. Back to the scene. I'm sorry, I had to.
Well, us Durians, we can be a bit of a rough and tumble lot. Granted, I think folks who run the show try to be a little fancier, be a little more highfalutin, you might say. You meet a real Durian. Well, they know how to get dirt on their boots.
Well, I'm learning to do that myself, to be honest.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. There's an area, well, on the other side of town, Ashhorn's Hollow. That's where I grew up, and I'm trying to learn of the world more, for lack of a better way to say it. Hence, not going to the bars there. Part of why I joined the Adventurers Guild.
Well, you been far?
Been about as far east as Ministar. Not too much further west than this, to be honest. Not yet.
Yeah. Well, Paduria ain't bad. I'd say give it another month or two, let the snows all settle down. Quite scenic. Good hunting, good fishing. Music's okay depending on where you go.
Oh, yes, that's quite variable depending on the city, I found.
Yeah, we all got our own style.
True. My brain is recording. Give me time.
Yeah.
I was like, do I interrupt now? Or
Yeah.
do I...
Go ahead.
Little umbrella.
It's like I don't.
Buffering.
Yeah, I'm buffering. That's
That's what happens when you drink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like this conversation would be going on for like what seems to be the next half hour, seeing as you guys are now having a full-on conversation.
Mhm. This friend of yours you mentioned, they head on back home, or?
on their way, not by choice.
Oh, so they are a troublemaker.
Well, it's the right kind of trouble. Wrong
I'm
kind
true
of.
for that.
Yeah.
I was gonna hear in his head.
We are going to make it work out, though, if we have patience and together.
Well, I hope it does work out for you and them. I always like to see folk from the hometown doing well.
Hal, you're gonna hear in your head. All right, I'm outside. Where the hell in this madness are you? As Howard opens the door.
The door swings open. Slow-mo walk at the strut.
It's like one of those like old Western movies where the doors open and everything goes quiet and looks.
Everybody looks, and it's just like quietly walking in.
Oh, it's a Shirley Temple guy.
Quick, Sarva, play something on the piano.
I'm at the bar. Be ready to socialize.
I am outside now.
And he'll wander his way over.
And you wander away.
Eventually find Hal, put an arm around him. Well, I just checked on the others. Exus is heading off to bed. And apparently the murder kitty is doing well. And is named Hamilton now.
Hamilton?
Yeah.
If you name it, you can't kill it anymore.
From the sounds of it, that's not an issue anymore. I don't know how either.
I'm sorry, murder kitty?
Yeah.
We may have run into and let someone else adopt a displacer beast.
Well, now that sounds like a story.
Little thing, 6 legs, multiple tendrils, vicious.
Sounds
But short.
adorable.
Small size.
That's more adorable. So, sorry, how did y'all come into this?
We found it. That's the easy answer.
I won't be able to tell you whether or not it was in the sewers because all of those memories are starting to mold together.
Oh.
I take it you're more than just some kind of highfalutin dandy then.
Well, that's what comes with the territory with the Adventuring Guild, I'm afraid.
Well, sounds like fun. I'll swing around sometime, see what y'all get up to.
Remember, keep a spell or two to make the smells go away.
Oh, I can...
But the trauma will always stay.
I can look after myself in that regard, and she's going to kind of surreptitiously summon up a mage hand.
Counterspell.
Fucking petty bitch.
It's on!
I would just love it. Be like the hand comes up and is this beautiful, like it's almost like a silken glove at that point.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Like a silken glove that shows up and then Howard's like, no!
Be gone!
And then
Yes, all of a sudden.
And then she's basically going to point it over Reedon's direction and kind of use sleight of hand to do the whole like tap on the shoulder, nobody's there prank.
Oh.
Reedon, that would be Yimmer.
Yep.
Yep.
Do you remember your name this time?
Yeah. I'm awake.
I'm a pilot.
Do you have the voice for it?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, basically just kind of like playfully does the tap on one shoulder, dip the mage hand down, wait until he's, unsuspecting to tap on the other shoulder.
Okay, who's messing with Reedon? Someone's about to get beat down.
Starts patting him on the head.
Chiron, I'm going to slap you so hard.
Promises, darling. And she takes it away. We have fun.
Oh, that's honestly eerily familiar. Bleh. There's another voice that shouldn't be there. But yes, particularly familiar. Used to do a little change to some bran brownies to make them taste like meat and then cut the spell halfway.
Oh. Now that's devious. I don't think I've ever gotten up to anything that squirrely before.
It's been a while since you've done that to her.
I'll get the chance soon, I'm sure.
Kind of looks over at Howard. Well, how about you, Armored? What do you get up to?
That depends on the time and place.
He explodes things.
Oh.
It was more than one time. Okay.
A couple of classrooms at one point. A couple of fields at one point.
Couple of myself.
You look all right for it.
Yeah, not too bad, thankfully. Never too big.
Yeah, that's good. I got. You might want to talk to my friend Dolly. She's. Well, let's just say we don't let her near any big stacks of paper or any rooms full of sawdust.
See,
Yes,
I can
okay.
protect people against mine to an extent. I don't think I can protect against sawdust.
Yeah, not many people can.
Not particularly dangerous in the right quantities.
Oh, look at me. I've been rude this entire time. I never once asked for your names. I'm sorry.
Goodness, I don't think we have either. My name is Falskallan.
I just kind of assumed
This
y'all
is-
already did that. I just got here.
Yeah. It's been quite some time and quite a few libations. We may have. This is Howard.
Pleasure to meet you both. For now, you just call me Shy.
Very well, you're shy.
Inescapably so.
Howard, have you gotten in touch with all of our party? Checking up on all of them?
Well, it was just a message, so it wasn't. It was just to be, but I mean, I can send another if we need.
Oh, no, I was just wondering if... No.
Oh.
You actually told Diamondback that he's actually... We're on it.
I haven't messaged
Eventually.
him today yet.
I've got this. It's fine. He takes out his book and starts writing what's going on, or at least as much as he knows. Like, we know you're in a pickle, but we're on our way to fixing it. Keep your chin up. Don't lick the walls.
So how does this message transmit?
It's through my book, and I believe canonically it depends on the handwriting of the writer. But because it is a warlock's book, I believe it always appears, at least to Diamondback, in a very gravelly voice.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check because you've been drinking.
Oh no, you're right. I'm just watching what he writes.
Starts out, you pooping? Alright, that's 11.
I mean, it wasn't a high DC. Let's just be honest. I just wanted to see if it would be actually legible, or if you decide, or if somebody knocked your hand a bit at that point. No, you're right. With pretty good clarity, your normal handwriting isn't exactly isn't up to the snuff that you're used to. But given that you're in a bar, crowded by a bunch of people writing things, and about a good portion of that drink in, you're feeling a lot of different things at that point.
Are those actually cherries? Oh no.
I'm trying to think whether or not you would know if this spell would go through or not.
Does it say? I don't remember.
I mean, he would be able to reply. It shows up in his handwriting in my book.
That's true.
You wait a couple seconds. Wait a couple more. Nothing comes back.
Well, either my magic is having a rough night as well, or he's behind some sort of barrier. I'm sure he would have replied by now.
Have I gotten any responses to any sendings we've sent him?
You have not.
Sure, you said a name earlier there, or a reptile. What was it? Cottonmouth or something?
Close, a type of snake, a diamondback. I think that's a nickname. Yes, I recall that being a nickname.
Yeah, I think he used the as like a stage name.
Interesting. I heard tell of a bard went by that name back where I'm from. Got himself in a world of trouble. Went and vanished some time ago. Seemed like a nice fella, though. I'm glad to hear he's, well, hopefully alive, if nothing else.
As far as we can tell, he seems to still be alive, as long as those who have made us promises are keeping them.
Oh, I think.
Well, from what I've heard of that fella's tale, no snake pun intended, seemed like the kind who had a knack for getting out of trouble as quickly as getting in. Plus, got a pair like you looking after him, I'm sure it'll work out eventually.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. He's already sorely missed. Certainly not the most troublemaker of the party, though. I don't. Perhaps if he got in more trouble back home, that's one thing.
Well, tell me about your troublemakers. If they're more entertaining, I want to hear about them.
Oh, where do we start?
Well, there's one who is small but powerful, much like your gnome friend over there. She enjoys breaking things. Not everything that should be broken, but always a good time.
Especially doors.
Especially doors. That's. I thought you were perhaps channeling her when you came in. That was.
Well, actually, I didn't mean to open it that hard. There was some drunk idiot out there, and I was just trying not to get in a scuffle with him. I may have opened the door a little bit hard, avoiding him.
That drunk idiot giving you trouble?
No.
Not anymore.
I'm pretty sure he's conscious, but I don't think he's awake.
Nice.
Well put.
For the record, I was not the one who knocked him out. I may have tricked someone else into doing that.
Better.
Now that I can get behind. All right, so we got tall, mighty, and doesn't like doors. Who else we got? Or sorry, small, mighty, and doesn't like doors.
Oh,
Well,
yes, I am.
No, fairly short, fairly small. More chemically inclined, I would say. Creatively sneaky's not the right word. Very street smart. I hope.
All right.
Young for a dwarf. The outdoors. Too much. Makes friends with people that shouldn't be made friends.
Makes friends with people.
Help me out here,
the wrong
Howard.
way.
Has a tendency to fall in with the wrong crowd.
No, literally makes friends.
Has a tendency to make the wrong crowd.
Do I want to know?
Probably not.
Fair enough.
Be around here long enough, you may find out whether you want to or not.
Well, I hope I got a drink in hand when it happens.
May we all.
So at that point, the night goes on. You guys continue to have a conversation. As at this point, we're going to go to Yimmer.
Forgot B.
What about B?
Forgot the flower of the group. Spleen is like mad somewhere.
He's not a troublemaker, dear.
At least not that we've seen.
Like that you know of.
That's not mine to decide whether or not I know it is
Dave
objective.
and Spleen give
Drop
her
through the
time.
ceiling.
Also, the conversation didn't end. We just faded to black on it.
Okay, I was just making sure. Listen.
We just
my girl.
immediately went separate ways.
Yep, that's everything. That's everybody. Goodbye.
I hope you don't run into.
She has been properly initiated.
No.
Anyway, Yimmer. You're. Oh fuck! Now I gotta bring up the fucking Soul Nest map. Ah!
You're by the J.C. Penney's.
Yeah, you're by the J.C. Penney's. Basic ass bitch shit.
Would it be more like AC Copper?
Yeah.
Julius Sodium.
I swear, if I make a world, I'm going to make an actual place that exists, but just change the name a little bit. I'm not. Kudos to you creating your own places. I'm like, and welcome to Gallmart.
Oh my god.
Barstucks was always my favorite.
Yeah.
You can get swords and toys. All in one shop.
Welcome to Bass Amateur.
Amateur. Stupid.
With the cube, but nobody knows why it's important.
It just Falskallan tire. Okay. I know for you Americans, you're not going to get that joke.
That's okay.
There's plenty of names that made it fit anyway.
Yep. I go. There's a place I go to, Fuquay Tire.
Is there anywhere specifically you're looking to go in Solness? Like, or are you just like roaming for the sake of roaming?
Just roaming and kind of doing Gimmer things.
Gimmer
Making
business.
friends. Shaking hands with people that really have no idea who the hell this little man is.
All right, now the question is, would you be higher class or in the lower class?
Higher class.
Higher class. Point. Okay, so then you're pretty much hanging around the Murky Docks then. Murky Docks is the trade ward.
Okay.
Yeah, you're walking around, and generally at this point, it is still under construction and things are coming together. And there are people that are now openly walking the street, although it doesn't seem to be as it once was. Given that it's been about a month or so after the whole event, it's probably not going to get it back up into shape for a while.
Okay.
So you are basically handshaking random soldiers, guards, a couple sentries here and there, but yeah, you're.
If there are any like captains or like higher ranking people that I come across, I will casually offer them a little blue biscuit. And just so you know, it's called Slide and Fill.
Oh my god.
Yes. Wow.
For context, the chemical name of a comparator would be silendafil.
Oh. Wow.
So this is Slide and Fill, or street name is Blue Phil. So you just need a little blue fill.
I love that. Kids don't do blue fill.
Well, you know, it helps things slide if that's what you need, or it helps you feel things. Slide and fill.
I'm so very happy right now.
Oh
I'm not.
God.
There's a meteor coming down.
I have made note of that name.
With so much contempt.
You have been acknowledged.
I acknowledge this existence. You get that much.
Yep.
Okay, so first of all, getting to a captain would be a very hard thing to do.
It's not like he's trying to get to one. It's just if he happened to see one. Basically, the idea would be anyone who is well-to-do, high up, would want to go to a classy party.
Okay,
He'd
so
be
you're basically
trying.
looking for like a shindig.
Shindig and networking so that if a shindig were to happen, then there could be more shindigging, as it were.
Okay. So just from your random roamings and I mean, you would understand power structures as it is. Lieutenants, captains, and whatnot are the people who do not roam the streets. They usually have a guard with them and whatnot. You would be basically lucky to have a sergeant.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have a sergeant to be able to stumble upon said thing. If you wanted to actually get to meet lieutenants, captains, commanders, whatnot, you would want like you said, shindigs and try and find something of the sort. So, that being said, you are a man of many resources, and I can give you a couple options of what you want to try to do, or I could leave it open-ended. Which do you prefer before I get into this?
We can go. We can go with options if you have stuff ready.
It's not so much as stuff ready. It's just one of those, like, knowing your character and what that character would be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't have anything ready for you.
Take the leash off. Go be free, buddy.
It's basically like letting a cow loose into the field. Just like, I don't know what to do with you. Just graze.
So yeah, given that there wouldn't be any like higher up soldiers or anything, Yimmer would definitely go more so towards kind of the upper class social areas. So not sure if there are any functional taverns or establishments of sorts, but not like a brothel or anything. Very much like this is where well-to-do people go to socialize and mix.
Yeah. So when you were here, like the Emerald Envy is the highest end bar, but it is very much for people of rank.
Do I still have my crest thing?
No.
Bastard.
No, that was all taken back after you completed your mission.
I'll assume I failed the sleight of hand check.
Yes. I'm not even going to let you do that.
No,
I'm going to just sleight of hand it. It's a million.
Can I retcon a sleight of hand that completely changes this?
No. You do not. Yeah, but the Emerald Envy is one of them.
I would like to try and persuade the person at the door. Is it one of those, or is it?
No, this is very much like you need to have a noted rank and a noted rank of basically like captain or higher to get into this.
One of them.
They gotta prevent fraternization.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing as people of the military tend to have a very good track record of keeping in touch with every one of their higher ranking officials.
Okay. I gotcha.
There is another one though called the Dryad's Fury.
Yeah, that sounds much more exciting.
Yes. You haven't looked up at it because I mean, you were in the middle of a mission, and who knows if this place is back up and running at this point, but you can go in, you could go by and see where it's at. It would be basically about a block in from the wharf areas.
Okay.
And so you walk in, you know where it is. You've been here before. You've kind of explored the area when you'd first entered into Falskalla itself. So, you walk into where the Dryad's Fury would be, and you see that there has been notable damage to the windows, basically to the point of where they've been boarded up. But you do see a lit lantern right in front of the doorway that would lead into the building. You do see the signs of track because it's still kind of snowing and whatnot. Like, you're starting to get into the warmer winds of the winter, but there's still snow on the ground, and it still kind of snows during the nighttime. You do see signs of movement going in and out of this building.
Oh, Yimmer will go in.
Sweet. You open the door. It's locked. Never mind. I'm not. That's not true. I'm fucking with you there. You walk in, and basically what you would see is you walk into a grand, what looks to be like a grand hall with a bunch of pillars that hold up into these cathedral style ceilings. But it looks very familiar because it looks like the Sylvana connection, where it's almost like the Fey style trees are all like painted onto the walls, but also kind of come out and create the chandeliers that overhang each and one of the tables that have been set. So, yeah. So so definitely the theme of this theme of the bar is like it's all interthatched woods that have woods or trees that have created tables and tableaus for you. There isn't many people here. We never did establish a time of day, so at this point, I would say it'd probably be about.
Pardon?
Hmm?
What time?
We never established one, so I would probably put it at dusk.
Yeah. It's still only that many people. No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, is there anyone like sitting at the bar, or like is there a bar, or is it more like a table establishment?
It's a mix of both. It looks to be of a higher, like a higher class place, but the bar, the bar that is lining the back side of this grand hall looks to be open. There's a couple of bartenders doing that. There are a couple patrons here as well. It's not super busy at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go over to the bar. And yeah, just order a drink and maybe talk to the bartenders.
All right, cool. You walk up to the bar and you notice that there's basically like a blue dragonborn female. Beautiful scaled lizards. You see a couple piercings right in the nostrils and where the ears where like the ear, not even ear flaps, like what is it on a lizard or like a reptilian
holes.
Pardon?
Little holes.
You got to say it one more time. You muffled.
I was like, they have like little ear holes.
Yeah, but don't they normally have like ridges kind of indicate some sort of that, or is it just?
Not that I know
Well, this one does.
It's your world. You can see it. You can know you are.
Hey, I'm trying to put some sort of semblance of realism into it.
It's just like a little ridge or something. It's a hole.
There you go, tympanum.
What?
Didn't want to interrupt. It's called a tympanum.
You didn't want to interrupt as he says it so loudly.
Oh, you didn't see it.
The same voice I've always been using. I don't know what to tell you, man.
I'm doing angry bunny stomps right now. Just
get the pickles. Okay. Get the pickles.
Get your own damn pickles.
I must try harder. See.
Anyway, blue dragonborn female, piercings in the nostrils and the decorative ridges that she's grown into. Turns to you. Is there anything I can help you with?
Oh, yes. Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Yim. Just kind of coming back since helping clear out all this stuff. I guess first, can I get a drink?
We have lots on tap. Is there anything specifically you're looking for?
I'll take your recommendation.
A man of your tastes, a man of your stature and beard, I would give you a really nice dwarven ale.
It sounds really nice.
Yeah, we call this Shoreline Templeton.
Huh.
No, it's not actually that.
No.
Let me actually explain. So one thing I recently stumbled upon was the fact that dwarves have this little thing in their racial traits. It's called resistance to poison.
See, senor. It's a wonderful thing.
It's a very wonderful thing, but it also means that dwarves would be super resistant to spices and herbs that would normally kill any sort of normal human. So the fact that we kind of think of dwarven food as more or less like greasy, hearty food would be kind of underselling what could be the thing, because I would think dwarven cuisine would be extremely spicy or extremely flavorful to a point where like you have to dumb it down so that humans just don't die from it. Although you get the one human to be like, I don't care, I'll just take it full dwarven and just eat it. End up burning a hole through their stomach through just pure acid reflux.
Yep.
So dwarves have Indian cuisine.
Basically.
Love it.
No, not Indian. Nigerian.
Oh, okay. Kicking it up enough.
Yep. So at this point, this ale comes out, and it looks to be something of a classic brew that you used to drink as a young lad. As a young lad out in Formosa. You get a whiff, and it's like the hint of what would be... Best way I could describe it is cinnamon and cayenne mixed together.
Yes.
That'll be a silver piece.
Pardon?
That'll be a silver piece.
Okay. Gives a silver piece.
Perfect, thank you. You first take a drink of it, and it hits your tongue. What would normally be extremely spicy to be a human, to the human palate, is actually super refreshing to you.
Mm.
The best way I could describe it is like Fireball whiskey, but it also is mixed with an apple cider, so the sweetness and the spiciness kind of mix and blend really well together.
Mm.
Served with a pat of butter instead of an ice cube.
Jeez. The butter would just dissolve, just... You get one curious fly, it just takes a bite.
Never heard a fly scream before.
So yeah, Nimmer takes it. Oh, that's good stuff. You have a very good palate, my friend. My name's Yim. What's your name?
Shut up. Zovra.
Sovra?
Zovra.
Sovra. Very nice to meet you. You have an absolutely wonderful place. Where is everyone? Like, no offense. Yeah, I know there was a war and all that. I was here, but where is everyone?
The townsfolk haven't really come back yet.
That's
Patronage
nothing.
is severely down. I usually only get the military men coming in here, those who can't make it into the Emerald Envy.
And what are they kind of like? Like upstanding or a little more rougher around the edges than?
They're military boys. They like to let loose. I allow them to do it. They go through enough as it is. And we're a port town. Debauchery is in our nature.
Amen to that. Cheers and takes another sip. And like kind of I imagine this was kind of a place for the well-to-do and all that. Are they still around? Has anyone kind of come back? Or
As far as I know, no. If they haven't been outright killed,
well,
they have not returned, or they have not decided to come back to me.
well,
What's it that you're asking for?
well, I'm a bit of a businessman. I like setting up, big events. Raising the old tent pole in manner of speaking. And I was, thinking that we could like make this place lively again. And I wasn't really thinking your place, but like this is kind of a grand place as he's looking around. And so well, this came into my head as we were speaking. What do you think of maybe giving the people a reason to come back? Like, don't get me wrong, it's all kind of doom and gloom still. Like, yeah, there aren't weird things going around, and like no goblins or orcs, but like it's still kind of a depressing place. And maybe lift their spirits. Like, I'm thinking like a big party shindig, and I could help facilitate that. What are you thinking?
Are you saying you're going to sponsor a party?
I wouldn't say sponsor so much as incentivize. Add a little something to put a little pep in everyone's step.
I'm running at a deficit as it is. To put something on to get everybody to come out would require a substantial capital.
I might know someone that can help with that. But okay, might have to call in some favors. But yeah, I was thinking of, trying to start a big party, and then it kind of gets all the well-to-do folk coming back, and then they'll be like, oh, this party, it was the best thing ever. You guys should all come. And then everyone starts coming, and then, people come for the party and then stay for, the city. It's kind of nice.
If you wish to rent my place to throw a party, then do so, but I require the payment up front.
What about a smaller payment and then a percentage of the proceeds? Of course, like anything you sell in terms of booze and all that, that's like you. Like, I don't want any part in that. Like, really, I'm trying to bring business to you.
What are you selling?
What
are you trying to use me for?
Oh, I'm not trying to use you at all. Like, really, this was more of a, where is everyone? And you're kind of the only one here. Which is great, don't take me wrong. Like, I'm not saying anything bad, just, I thought there'd be a bit more life around. So that got me thinking, people need to have fun. If they have fun, they want to come. Here. I did not mean to say that.
Why do I entertain you? Oh my God.
So, what I do is I make things, I help people. And one of the things that I have recently made is, and starts rummaging through his stuff, pulls out a little. It has been refined or changed, so there are regular non-hill giant strength ones, I would say. Like that was a pretty simple, oh, don't use this, don't get this effect kind of thing. He
Basically.
still has it, but he's not going to just give a bunch of soldiers all that crap. Anywho.
Those are reserved. That's the good stuff.
Yeah.
It's top shelf.
By the way, the original batch would probably have gone bad by now.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. No preservatives and all that. So it has been refined now.
Yes.
It's
It's
more
been
like
you've refined it down, so we will get to that in the side story.
yeah, well, it's like a little blue biscuit now.
Yeah.
Like hardtack.
Yep.
And so there is already honey in it. Anywho. So this is I like to call Slidingville. And it well, I don't mean to be rude. I don't know about Dragonborns all that much, but it basically makes people again, no offense to what you got going on there, horny. So yeah. And like, I don't mean like a little, I mean like a lot. Like a lot. And so, like, I've been loving it. Like, and my lady friend, she's been loving it too. Works for everyone, helps you slide, helps you feel, depending on what's going on. Anyways, I was thinking, I've been to other cities, places where the well-to-do, they love this stuff so much, can't get enough of it. So I was thinking, let's have a party, let's invite the well-to-do. If you happen to have patrons that you used to have, and you could reach out to them, that's one way you could get people to come here. And yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. By the way, you can have this if you want.
You're just handing out a...
Yep. Little blue biscuit.
She's looking down at you. These stunningly piercing yellow eyes, the black slit just narrowing in on you.
Yuma just makes just does not break eye contact.
Make a persuasion check.
Make a what?
Persuasion check.
Oh, baby. My favorite. Oh. That's a 30.
30?
19 plus 11.
Okay, 7. Got it. She takes the hardtack at this point. Just inspects it. Do you wish to use my space? Payment up front, or you don't use it.
And the percentage thing, is that something that...
Payment up front.
Okay, and how much are we thinking? Considering
Space.
that we would be bringing new business, so...
Space like this. It'd be at least 2,000 gold.
Huh. That, is steep.
We are in the richest neighborhood. There's a lot of profitable people here.
I thought you said they were all gone.
They didn't come here.
Well, that's what I mean. They're not here right now. I'm trying to make a reason for them to come. So, like, I'm helping you incentivize your patrons to come back. And once they're here, they just start coming back. They come here for a good time, they go back home, they come back here for a good time, because they don't want to think about all the other stuff that they have to see as it's being rebuilt. Like, you could be that place, that shining beacon in the neighborhood. Everyone wants to come here for the fury.
And what do you get out of this?
Oh, I just let people know about Slidenville. And then, if they want more, if they like it, then they know where to find me. I was thinking more of a percentage thing, so that, like, maybe you could maybe wet your,
I don't deal in other people's businesses.
Okay, that's fine. But, like, could we do...
If you do not have the capital, then I would suggest you move elsewhere.
Okay, well, you just enjoy that little slide and fill. Just make sure you have someone around who's kind of also in the mood, otherwise it's not a fun time. 4 hours, be worried. Less than that, you're fine. Yeah, I'll come back and see you in a bit. After you've had that and see if you like it. And, by the way, this ale is absolutely spectacular. Would love to see more people enjoying this place.
I appreciate it. I've acknowledged your existence. I'm done with this scene.
Thank you. That is all I have. I have been witnessed.
It's just... The eye gazes elsewhere. All right, B. Spleen. Spleenatress.
I don't even know where we are.
We're at the farm. That's all I know.
They just
You're
wake
with
up
your
and
girlfriend's
fire.
family.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Spleen, you wake up late and Beatrice is already out on the farm helping with the fields and whatnot, just kind of doing the natural thing. You walk out on what would be the front the side deck and you see Beatrice be a hot farm girl.
Yep.
Even though it's like even though it's a bit of a warmer day, she's only in overalls only.
Yeah. Woo! Side boob. I want to take a walk, like out in the woods, just myself.
Having had an interaction with Yimmer, do I trust
Sorry,
this?
what?
Having had an interaction.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
My
I
words
also
have been
start my own project.
How hurt? How hurt?
yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can do that.
Mhm.
If you wish to do so.
I do. Let's see. And I want to, when I get to like deeper into the woods, where all I hear is just the sounds of the surrounding nature, the breeze and the trees, creatures, no longer the sounds of like the farm or even any other type of humanity in the area. I just want to be surrounded by nature, and I would like to ritually cast commune with nature.
Okay. It'll take you about I mean, it would effectively take you about 2 minutes of walking to get far enough away from the farm to not hear anything, but you decide to go a little bit further, more or less like a 10-minute walk
Mhm.
in an indiscriminate direction, just to go further.
Mhm.
And so you're walking through the forest, and the trees around you are starting to bud, even though it's still like there's still snow covering the ground. You're getting like little pocket sections of where like the snow divots in, and when you step into it, you get a bit of the mud that follows back out
Mhm.
of it. So it's still quite wet and fresh, but it seems to be nature's really starting to come back. You do hear the sounds of birds coming in from the west. Uh,
Mhm.
and so at that point, you find yourself a nice a little bit of a hobble that looks to be that is basically a part of a downed tree with the root systems that are still up, but it's
Yeah.
enough of a root system that's up to have created this nice
Mhm.
dry spot for you to
Yep.
try and commune.
Yep. I crouch down and I unarm myself. Um,
Just pull your arms out of the socket.
yeah, I just take my arms off. No, I take off like my gauntlets and my gloves and I sink my hands into the deep soil. Same with my knees and my ankles just down in the dirt.
You gonna Arthax this shit? What?
Yeah, whoa. No. And I'm just going to push my my spirit or my consciousness into the surrounding area, 3 miles within my location, and I want to feel if there's any influence of other planes of existence, anything that's unusual out in the middle of nowhere. I also want to sense for Fae and elementals.
Okay. So so just so that I get this right, other planes of existences, it's within a 3-mile range.
Mm-hmm. Of
Uh, yeah. So 3-mile range. Planes of existences, Fey, elemental.
mm-hmm.
Anything else I'm missing?
No, that's it.
That's
Just
it.
those three.
This is commune with nature.
Mm-hmm.
Un momento, s'il vous plaît. Planes of existence. You have one more thing to choose from.
Oh.
Knowledge up to 3 facts of your choice about any of the following subjects related to the area: terrain, terrain and bodies of water, prevalent plants, minerals, animals, or peoples, powerful celestials, fae, fiends, elementals, or undead, influence from other planes of existence, and buildings.
Oh. Hmm. Thinking. Hmm. A hard one. Peoples. Like what? Like a specific person? Hmm. Um. mm, For plants, that weird mushroom that turned um people into crazy monster mushroom.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you have that, or is it on Yimmer?
That's on Yimmer.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, Yimmer is out of range.
Oh, I'm not looking for that one. I guess it's not in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to know if it grew somewhere.
Gotcha. Okay, so then you're looking for prevalent plants as well, which
Yeah.
are mushroom.
You know, similarities. Yeah, mushrooms, the fungus.
As you stick your hands into the soil and you start feeling around the grubs that are in there, the smell of the earth that's kind of just being released as you're forcing your hand in through this soft freshly turned soil because of the root system. You grab onto one of these roots and you take a moment to breathe in. As you do, the senses of the area start coming at you at once and almost feeling overwhelming. But then as you take a moment to just take everything one at a time, you start sensing everything around you much more clearly, as if you can see through the plant's eyes, but also feel through their like through their root systems as it is. And this extends for, well, you already know the range as given, but spleen, your reach is almost impossible to just interpret, to feel. It almost feels as if you're overreaching, but yet it's still natural enough for you to do it. It is absolutely wild and powerful how you feel. You try and sense for other influences from the planes of existences. You are close enough to the Dryadic Woad to pick up on the Fae, the Fae presence in there, but you're also picking up what seems to be a line running through the earth.
Is it?
That would be something of an influence from other planes.
Does it feel like it's really deep down? Or just kind of all encompassing of that line, whatever like axis that would be on, to the sky and deep down to the earth, or it's just like
It's basically like what cuts it. It's, as you said, it follows the axis, and it's almost impossible. Like it's impossible to determine at this point
just a
because you
line.
only have basically a 3-mile sphere.
Yeah.
And so that line is
line.
basically popping up at you.
Gotcha.
And it's about 2 miles directly north of where you are.
I'm going to travel over there.
I'm not done.
Oh shit. Okay, keep going.
You asked for a lot.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I ain't done yet.
My feet are in the mud. Go, sir.
Yeah. Good. You're looking, as you start looking for specific entities, powerful celestials, fae, fiends, elemental, and the undead. You're not picking anything up of that fact. you are finding patches of mushrooms that are starting to grow out of the trees again that are starting their budding, but nothing of extraplanar
Okay.
or fey
Mm-hmm.
or undead. Like it just seems to be natural nature doing its thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. So now you want to go north?
Mhm.
Go. So you head north. Make a nature check for me, please.
Okay. Yep. Mm. 17. 17 nature.
Okay. Cool. You walk into the direction and you're recalling all these little spots that you've picked up from in your commune. And so it's like looking at a mini map and then going into main character mode.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly like that, where you kind of know where you are, but you have a greater direction now that you've actually seen what it looks like from up above and some of the topography with it all.
Mm-hmm.
Again, a lot of this forest is newly budding and growing. There's some sort of smaller trees and plants that are kind of starting to come up and sprout, and fallen trees and everything. It's very much just somewhat of an active woods at this point. You do see a couple of deer as you're walking through. They
Mhm.
notice you and they run right off, but
Mhm.
eventually you do make it to the point where this line would be.
Mhm.
And I mean, you don't see anything.
Mhm.
You don't see anything that would indicate any sort of a change.
Mhm.
You're looking around, the birds that are chirping are all around you, uh, and you look directly up in the canopy of the trees, especially a woman of your stature. They're very high up. They're about 20, 30 feet up, and even though the leaves are starting to bud, you can still see the sky,
Mhm.
but it's still kind of like overshading
Okay.
and overcasting shadows on you.
Okay.
You don't, again, you don't see anything of note.
Mhm. Um, the lockets. Um, Patrina's. Patrina's and Callus.
Hmm.
Um, can I pull those out and see if anything has changed with them?
Yeah, you can make an investigation check.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh, dice almost fell. Investigation is a -1, so that's 12.
Well, okay. I mean, how often do you look at the lockets?
Mm, not often.
Not often?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I don't want to keep pulling them out. Almost, I don't want to lose them.
Hey, that's fair.
Yeah.
Absolutely fair. Yeah, you look at the lockets, now they're holographic. You shift them back and forth and they change his
Whoa!
position. No. No. Nothing seems to have changed with them. You don't notice any differences with them.
Hmm. She's gonna kind of think back of like what she did here. She's gonna do her best to take note of the area as a possible return to here type of thing, revisit. But by communing with nature, she's thinking like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm gonna head back. I head back and find B.
Okay. Given your nature check from before, you're able to retrace your steps, and let alone your footsteps.
Yeah.
Walking in the snow and the mud, they're very unique in their own right. And there's a a spleen splat point where you fell off a tree and trying to climb over it. He just slips.
Starfished.
Yep. And it basically will take you what? Like this whole thing took you about an hour. And you head back to Ram's Bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And B's still out there, but at this point, she's leading some of the cows out from the barn into the field, just to kind of get them running around again, especially after a long winter of cooped up.
Mm-hmm. B.
Hi, baby. Good morning.
Is it really morning? It's
I
been.
think it's still morning, isn't it? I was up
I've
early.
lost
I don't
track
even
of
know what time it
time.
is anymore.
I've lost track. Morning, baby. I think I found something out in the woods. I kind of felt like I needed to take a walk. With everything that's been going on, it's always kind of been in locations where there's a lot of people. And I was just curious if I just went to a random location and let the land tell me things. I don't know how to explain it. It's just something I do.
Oh, I understand.
There's a line of magic, like a big line, like a deep and high line of magic. But when I went there, I didn't see a damn thing. But it's there.
Depending on how far you went, it could be the woad.
No, it's not. I sensed them in a different location. In their own kind of hovel. This is separate. This is just a clear
magic.
line. Yeah, but it's like, it's not, it's...
And it's just in this area, like it's not...
Well,
it goes...
It goes past my, I guess, my view. I kind of... Everything gets fuzzy and fades out at a certain distance. But it just... The line is just the line. It goes all the way up until it disappears from my view, or it goes down.
So it's big.
It's big. It's big, and it's not from here. The energy, the roots were telling me that it's not from here. Oh gosh. They call it, was it the plains? A different plane.
I think I've heard of those before. I think some of the smart people have talked about that. Now that I'm a smart person, it's
You've always been
understanding
smart.
some of these smarter now because of this thing. Anyways, recalling some of that, I understand there's planes and they kind of intersect. So maybe it's one of those?
I want to say so.
We'll
Because
have to
all
get
this,
the more magic
all this
people
shit
here.
and like the big bubble, that one camp that we ambushed, and then that was weird magic, and then we have elementals and other
You
planes of
said
stuff.
these white hand people, they were pretty fucked. Like
Yeah.
that's where you guys saw the elementals before, right?
Mhm. Right.
So maybe they're drawing power? Maybe it's a line of power that they're sourcing from somewhere?
Mm-hmm. And it makes me think, okay, it makes me think way back, we encountered like where the buildings and the roads and stuff were built to be a big magic circle, to be like for a big spell. And then now I'm thinking, well, what if there's something bigger, like a bigger circle, and we have no idea that they're planning something really big? Like it was something old, like, because that town, the city has been built for a long time, so it wasn't anything new. That's how like
Where
far
was
back.
that?
Hmm?
Where was that?
I can't remember the fucking name.
So
I'm gonna guess. It's
we'll have to talk to the smart people.
yeah.
We'll have to have
Yeah.
a council of smart people.
I can tell
So
you
we
how to
can
get
figure
there,
it out.
but I can't tell you the name.
That's okay.
At this point,
Names are
Spleen.
hard.
At this point, Spleen, you're just staring at Bee's titties.
Yeah. And the sweat dripped down her sternum. Like, woo. Do you think your kin will know anything about this stuff? At least, or know the area? Maybe they're aware of it. It's not far. It's not far.
I mean, my dad goes into the forest all the time. I mean, you've seen him shapeshift.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if anybody would know, it would probably be him. I mean, I think my grandmother's side has lived on this farm for centuries. So, I'm sure we could ask someone to see if they're aware.
Yeah.
I mean, my granddad's side was not magically inclined in the slightest.
Their
So,
strengths were lying elsewhere.
yes. But my grandmother might know some things. I mean, she's done wonders with Hamilton. I mean, it's insane.
I
And just
know.
that murder kitty. Just okay. Anyways, so yeah, we can talk to my family, see if they know.
Mm.
But we'll have to figure that out more. And
With it being so close to your home, it makes me a bit nervous.
I mean, if it's just a line of magic, I can't imagine it being too dangerous right now. I mean, what happened with Soul Nest, where it just was a normal day and then everything went to shit? You know, it's nerve-wracking, but you know, we just fixed Soul Nest.
That's
It
true.
sucked to see it turn to shit again. Hoping people are starting to return to their homes. I wanted to go check on the smithy,
Yeah.
but we'll have to figure that out. Maybe follow it, see if we can find other lines.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of
Point it
thinking the
comes
same
from?
thing. Mm-hmm. Kind of thinking the same thing.
Okay.
But like you said, might need the fucking nerds.
Yeah, the magic people.
I know. I hate to admit it, but I think we're gonna need their help.
Yeah.
Don't tell them I said that.
I won't say anything.
Howard, you hear your ears. You hear your ears ringing, and they twitch a little bit.
Oh, B, check this out. I'm gonna take the piece of the horn that I broke off from Hal. I hollowed it out so it's a horn now that I can like woo.
That's cool, but
Oh,
that's
dear
Hal's
God.
horn. I wonder if the cows will like that.
Oh, yeah. We can call the cows. I start going to a cow and like tooting the horn.
I mean, make an animal handling check.
I know I want to do it to that bull just to irritate it. The one that
Are you doing it to a cow or a bull? What are you doing?
I want to do it to the bull because we're both
stubborn.
We're both butt heads towards each other.
Make an animal handling check, and this is going to be a disadvantage.
Sweet. Yeah, let's go. What's his freaking name? Okay, that sounds good. Yep. Oh, that's actually not bad. Where am I? That's our rolling 12. I'm happy with my 12.
This was just to see if you could walk into the vicinity of said bull. And as soon as you walk onto the grounds,
I'm just like, I see you, bitch. I see you. Woo! B, get ready to run.
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to get ready to grab you, if anything.
This is, I mean, I can't break stuff, so I might as well fight this bull.
Hurt the bull. We need the bull.
I won't hurt him. I'm waiting for him to charge at me.
well, are you walking up? What are you doing?
I'm like slowly walking up, but I'm keeping like a low stance. This is the one I was having a competition with.
Okay, so you step forward. 1, 2. Are you blowing the horn as you're doing this?
No, it was only in the beginning to get his attention, and now I'm like,
okay.
I got it.
It does. As soon as you start getting closer and closer, you're stepping and stepping. You see this bull just like kind of do like what would be like a chest pump, but it pushes its front feet off the ground and does a stopping motion. I'd like for you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. 11.
11. Okay. As it lands and hits the ground, you kind of feel the tremors, but the thing that's getting to you right now is the eyes, these black eyes that are basically filled the sockets are staring directly right at you. You try and take another step forward, and you can't. You start shaking. You are now under the frightened condition.
Ew, why does it have no pupils?
Okay, let's leave the bull alone. Come on.
What am I
let's
even
go.
staring at?
Squeak, let's go. No, come on. Let's go home.
Are you there, B?
Probably like 20, 30 feet away.
Okay, good.
I'm not gonna let you beat me. I don't know what to stare at, so I'm gonna stare at your nose.
Sweetie, he's like 500 pounds.
So
He will bowl you over. Let's go home. He's
let's
very
just see
angry.
if he
It's
can.
mating season. Spleen, it's mating season.
Perfect.
Spleen!
Ah, if he's
No.
wanted to freaking, I'm also in maiden season. This is my girl. You can't do that. I'm also
Spleen,
bull.
I'm gonna count to 5. If you're not back by 5, you are not getting any tonight. 5.
Wait, no, wait.
4.
I'm gonna get you, fucking bull. I'm gonna...
And it starts charging right at you.
Okay, I'm getting ready. I've waved. And
It's
I'm
running at you
preparing-
just for the hooves just coming right at you, the dirt clawing right up from underneath, the
I'm
horns coming in,
ready.
down, in for a headbutt. And
I'm ready for a grapple with
Ready
rage,
for a grapple?
with bear strength or croc strength.
Jesus Christ.
that'll be a 21 to hit.
That hits.
That hits.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's this? That'll be 15 points of damage. 5 of it will be piercing. What was yeah, 5 of it will be piercing, 10 of it will be bludgeoning. As this bull runs right into you, full charge, head right onto yours. You're gonna need to make a strength saving throw.
All right, I have advantage.
Especially with the frightened condition.
And rage, so just straight roll.
Yep.
Well, that's great, because I have kitty face. It is a natural 20.
Oh, Jesus. So this thing pushes you back about 5 feet.
Come on, croc strength.
Pushes you back 5 feet. And, like, it pushes you back 5 feet. It doesn't make you go prone, but it launches right over you. And keeps on running. And it's basically coming around for another...
Let's see.
Blaine, I swear to God, if you hurt yourself over trying to fight damn bull,
I'm living life. Did you see that? I'm
it was kind of hot. It's kind of hot.
And-
I want to also at will cast the speak with animals.
Okay, it's coming around and it's still charging at you.
I'm still getting ready, but I'm just yelling at it like, "Woo, that was a good one! Try again, fucker!"
Bee's
She's
looking
having the time of her life.
Yeah, so
He's trying
at this
to
point,
see if
this bull comes around, and now will a 21 hit again?
Yeah.
I rolled the same. It was kind of wild, actually. So that'll be that'll be 13 points of damage there. 4 points of piercing, and 9 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
As this bull once again
Yeah.
comes around, tries to knock you over. Strength saving throw, please.
Okie dokie. Straight rolls. 16 plus 8 is math. 24.
24. Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
that saves. So again, pushes you back and jumps over you.
I want to grapple him, like by the horns. When he comes at me, I want to grab him with that strength.
So okay, so then that's for the next time he comes by.
Sure.
Okay.
And yep, I'm gonna try to like do the whole um jukes him. Like, nope. And grab like one horn and like try to like turn him sharply.
All right. This bull running back and around into its pen, running back. You see a couple of the other cows that are there. They're kind of like running off because I mean the bull's making a giant display of power and charging. He starts coming back at you, and then he stops about 30 feet away from you, just kind of full on, just.
This will really get the ladies.
And it's he kind of like stops and sits down, like back legs down, butt on the floor, front up. And it's at this point that you see a shadow come over you, Spleen. You look up, you see a giant eagle come pick you up.
What the fuck?
Come
I start biting at the hands, the claws,
and throw you outside the pen, right beside Beatrice. And as that happens, the form shifts back into Precon.
Man,
why are you fucking with the bull? Why are you fucking with the bull?
Oh, it's a little fun and rough.
You're a guest in our house and you're treating our bull like that? We expect you to do chores and help us around if you're going to be coming and doing this. But if you're going to be pissing off the livestock, then don't even fucking try. Get the fuck off the property.
Dad, it was just a joke. Please. She was just trying to have a little fun, blow off some steam. It's been a rough few weeks. She was just trying to blow off some steam. I'm sorry. I told her not to. It's just some fun. I'll make sure she doesn't go back over there.
He's pointing at you, Beatrice. You fucking better. He just does the point at you, too. Turns around, walks off.
It's not her fault. Don't point at her, point at me. I'll take the consequences.
He's already walking away.
She's grabbing Spleen and covering her hands over her mouth. Stop. Calm down. No, stop. 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 Breathe in and out. You calm now?
No.
Okay, well, calm down. You fighting with my dad is not going to help anything.
I don't like father figures.
I can tell.
Yeah, because they're all boring assholes. I know it's your dad, but I'm not. I'm trying not to be mean. Trying not to be mean. She's coming out of her like rage form, trying.
It's okay. Breathe. I'm not hurt. You're not hurt. But if you want to come back to the family farm, you're going to have to behave. Let's go inside. Let's get some food. And then we'll head into town. And hopefully, Yimmer hasn't blown the town up.
You head into the house, and you enjoy a nice fresh baked bread, some stored meats that have been cured for the winter, and some nice cheeses. It's a very light breakfast, but it gets you full. It makes you feel sated. And you start heading into town, and it's when it's at this point when you start getting close to the town limits, you hear in your head, "We have a job for you. We would like you to return to Onver as soon as you may possibly can."
I've had enough of people
colors.
talking to me. What the fuck do you want? I like pick up something heavy and throw it.
Yeet.
Yeet and they should be yoted.
I was enjoying the silence. Being good.
I'm gonna go and make sure that the forge is still in working condition and hasn't been ransacked by some fucking assholes, and then we'll go back to Umber.
Man, I really hope that there are assholes around for me to beat the shit out of.
If not, we'll be back in Onver in a few hours, and you can beat the shit out of some dummies in the hall.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You head back into Harkin's ward to go check in on the raptured rings. And you notice that the forge is running, actually. You see the smoke's billowing from the chimney stack. And as soon as you enter in, you see your brother and your sister, Belton and Brigitte. Helping to run the shop a little bit. They're it looks like they've kept cleaned up a little bit and organized the space a bit better. There's significantly less ornaments and armor on the shelves and in the display cases, but you notice that there are a couple helpers that are trying to forge what looks to be basic knives. But Belton and Brigitte are there just kind of maintaining and overwatching the shop. And as soon as they see you, B! And Belton comes in, gives you a big ass hug.
Hold on, just clap as we hug.
Yeah, do that. And Brigitte is kind of dealing with a customer at the moment, but she looks up and acknowledges. And as soon as the customer is done with the service, they leave, and you hug her as well. We've been trying to maintain Gumpy T's shop as best as we can. We're not as good foragers as you are, but I figured if we can try and maintain the shop a bit before you get back, that would be what he would want.
I love it. Thank you.
Of course. I will have to go back to the consortium sometime, but that's okay. I can hold off for a little bit.
You do what's best for you. If the shop goes unused for a bit, that's okay. I'll be here to run it as soon as I can.
Okay. That's perfect. Okay. And you guys start having a conversation, heartfelt back and forths. Yimmer, I'm assuming you slept somewhere.
Yeah.
You found a nice trash pile. It reminded you of home.
No, I went and hey, if this is the fancy neighborhood and no one's around, he's going into someone's home.
Yeah.
You said no one was around.
That's your interpretation of what I said.
Okay, he's gonna find
Oh
it.
no!
Yeah, persuasion.
What I said and what you interpreted are two different things.
Excellent.
So at this point, Yimmer's at the constables. Because he tried to break in and then persuade his way through and fail. And for the sake of comedy.
Good stuff.
Which is funny because you got the message too. Everybody got the message. And so with that, Yimmer gets broken out of the not
We
actually.
eventually-
They release him. They release him from the constable's office.
Yimmer has
You
been
you make your call to Dante to get up to the Citadel and in back to Omver, where you meet at the guild hall where everybody else is waiting with Silent Ivory in tow. And it's at this point you see you're sitting and waiting. Then in comes a team known as the Hallowed Revolt. And that's where I'm going to end tonight's episode.
Yeah, we're come circled and fully.
I want to thank everybody for sticking it out. I know we've been doing a lot of lore heavy or roleplay heavy episodes, but soon we'll get to the good shit. But before we end tonight's session, we're going to try and find somebody to raid and also get to our ending announcement. So with that, Tom, can you take us away with that?
Absolutely. Thank you so much again for joining us here in Falskalla, and now with only half as many dick jokes. Thanks again to D&D Beyond for continuing to sponsor us despite all the dick jokes. Thanks to Ep6 may vary for sponsoring us and contributing some amazing artists to the Dire Bear family, and a huge thanks, of course, to our adept patron Mama Bear, whose praises will be sung tonight in the ineffable style of Mumford and Sons. You let us hold on hope, you let us be such dopes with your funds on Patreon, and so we bring you fame, and so we'll sing your name. We love you so, our dear Mama Bear. And cue about 6 minutes of banjo spamming from that. Remember to check our Patreon out if you'd like to hear me butcher a hit single in your honor, take some time to peruse our merch, and check out some of the other brilliant streams on the channel. We've got the Oops All Bards party, that is Melody of the Maelstrom, every other Monday. All the characters are not all the characters are bards, but every player is a musician of some sort, so you get some great showmanship. If you're looking for something a little more mechanical and steel-driven, hop on Twitch Tuesday nights to get your off-brand Gundam on with Project Aegis, a hard-hitting Lancer adventure. And as always, feel free to hit us up on Discord if you want to keep an ear to the ground for any future developments. JT, take us home.
Yeah. Thank you, Tom. I'm excited to see what next week will bring us, and yeah, you guys have yourselves a good night. We'll see you guys next week. Be safe out there. I love you all, and remember to just love yourselves. But I have to ask you one question, and it's, do you dare to imagine? Have a good night.
Rah.